I remember in the beginning having this kind of tricky point, that tricky feeling that I had. You know, the more I learned, it became quite overwhelming. And, you know, in some moment I felt a little bit hopeless and maybe too small in order to implement some kind of change individually. But actually, I just caught on to that fear. And for me, it was the fear of the unknown that I just had to, you know, somehow push away and stop the kind of inner excuses and implement some kind of action.
Aujourd'hui, à travers ce projet La Botanique, on essaye vraiment de sensibiliser le grand public au monde vivant par l'émerveillement, par la poésie, par la musique. Parce qu'à partir du moment où on connaît le nom d'une espèce, on connaît son biotope, on sait de quoi elle se nourrit, eh bien on la considère et on en prend soin, on la préserve.
I've been a vegetarian for about 7 or 8 years. Not eating the animal produce, you know, every day, we can help with water waste, like reducing the water waste and carbon and greenhouse emissions.
Today in my artist career, I'm trying to think actively in how I can, you know, how can we reduce our CO2 emissions when we are touring, and I'm really trying to think of a solution of that going forward. I'm also signed on Music Declares Emergency, and I want to be even more involved than I am in that whole question. And you know, it can be small things when you tour, but you know, I have a dream of being able to tour in an electric car, maybe around Europe, and also plan then the tours that you are able to do that with the distances. That's something that has to change in the whole industry, how we think about planning musicians' lives.
Try to, you know, just open my eyes and listen, especially listen more to the people that actually needs to be heard than to just talk and say what I think about things, because I find it equally as important to just listen, because there are voices out there that needs to be heard way more than mine. So I guess that's the thing I do a lot. And you know, as we all do, we contribute our part in making this environment we live in survivable. Because I'm very, very passionate about the health of Mother Earth.
I mean, we as humans are so deeply connected with the nature, you know, we're part of it. And I think keeping that connection healthy in the long run, I think is really important.
I really hope that somehow the new generation that's upcoming, the new generation of politicians that will come, that is coming now, that will come, that all these themes will be really important to them, and that they will really try to find real policies to have changes, because I still think that a lot of time there's still a lot of, especially talking about climate change, there's a lot of economic issues that just are more important. So I think that's just over the years people will understand that economics and the future of our world is two things that you really need to weigh and see what's more important. And I think the future for our next generation, I think, is sometimes more important. But I believe in humanity, and I think we should be fine.
I wished that we asked more questions and that we were more skeptical about all the things in the world. I feel like we just accept so many things that doesn't make any sense. Like that all people are blaming themselves for not recycling enough plastic, while about 50% of the plastic in the ocean comes from like 20 companies. So we should rather just speak to the companies, you know, but we keep on blaming like all the small groups of people, and we forget to kind of hold the big guys accountable. So I think that's what we have to do more, as much as we can. It makes sense, doesn't it?
J'aimerais vraiment que, là c'est quelque chose d'assez politique ce que je vais dire, mais qu'à une échelle nationale et européenne, on verse de moins en moins dans le discours populiste, mais qu'on trouve une utopie de société dans les enjeux climatiques et la préservation de la biodiversité. Je pense que vraiment, on peut créer plein de ressources économiques, humaines, qui soient exaltantes, en se tournant vers la nature, en se tournant vers la préservation de nos ressources, la limitation de notre consommation d'énergie fossile, mais aussi de notre consommation plus globalement.